Welcome to the Gals Guide podcast. Join us on an adventure to get to know famous and infamous women from around the world. Each of our presenters has a pick. Is she ancient history? Is she breaking news? Is she safe for work? Well, that's up to each presenter. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome back. I'm Debbie, and I'm joined by Katie and Leah. We're spending a year focusing on personal and collective well-being by learning from women of history. This month's theme is Rest as Resistance. Leah already talked about Tricia Hershey and the Nap Ministry. But before I share my pick, I want to ask a question about well-being. I want to know, in a culture that praises productivity above all else, how can choosing rest, especially as women, be a quiet but radical act of resistance?
I do love this question.
Right?
Yeah. Is that what Katie was going to say?
Deep one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Deep question.
One thing that I've been leading it, or what it kind of made me think is, we're very much in this rush to get it done, to get things done, right? That to-do list or that whatever has to get done, whether it's our stuff, whether it's somebody else's stuff, it has to get done. I had a Buddhism teacher say, whatever needs to get done will get done. And so it made me then hear with this list has to get done. I'm like, does it? What actually has to get done?
Yeah.
And what will just work itself out? Like, there's consequences to things happening and not happening, but are the consequences still like worth it? Do you know what I mean? Like, does it all have to get done? Discernment, I think, is what it made me think of. Katie, what did it make you think of?
I think that if we think culturally, that the way our culture is set up with the patriarchy having more control, that puts a lot of labor on women.
Mm-hmm.
So if we kind of say no to that,
Yeah.
if we say, oh, no, we're not taking on that role, that job, it might not necessarily be in your face.
Mm-hmm.
It might be, no, we're not cooking dinner tonight, or no.
I'm not available for that.
I'm not, that's not something I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or, no, just because I'm the only woman in the office, I'm not going to be the one that cuts the birthday cake. For some reason, I feel like that's an example I see everywhere these days. Thankfully, I've never been asked to cut a birthday cake. Like, men can't cut a birthday cake.
You put a knife in Katie's hands.
Right? I mean, so like, instead of stepping automatically into those expectation roles, just looking for a minute and thinking like, is this a role that anybody could do? Okay,
Right.
then why do I need to do it? And stepping back and saying, okay, I don't think I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it.
Don't
Debbie,
rush to be the people pleaser. Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I know. No, absolutely. That important note. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah. For me, part of it was just learning to say no.
Which is hard.
To let other people do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And letting go. I don't always have to be productive. I don't have to fill my life. I used to be almost pathologically be afraid of being alone with my thoughts, and I would fill my days with stuff and stuff and stuff. And
be so busy that you can't think about the things you don't want to think about.
Yeah, and I wore myself out.
Yeah.
But that absolutely does not lead into my person I picked this week.
That is totes fine. It was a good question.
Yeah. I mean, it does in some way, because she was very much a person for resistance, but it wasn't her.
Mm-hmm.
She advocated for other people to have rest and a break and things like that. Because she absolutely did not. My person is Mary G. Harris. I could not find out what the G stood for.
Oh, gotcha. There you go.
But Mary G. Harris Jones, also known as Mother Jones.
Mother Jones.
Mother Jones.
Yay.
You've heard of the Mother Jones newspaper that was actually named after her. It came along
Yes.
long after she was gone, but yeah. This is a woman who reinvented her life at least 4 times in 3 different countries. Over the years, she was a teacher, a dressmaker, a housewife, a labor organizer, an activist. Um, kept talking clear up almost until the day she died. She helped coordinate labor strikes and fought for bans on child labor, and she was absolutely awesome.
I
She
love it.
co-founded the trade union Industrial Workers of the World, which has morphed into something else. She was an organizer for the Knights of Labor, that at one time was the largest trade organization in the United States.
Ooh,
Um,
powerful.
yeah, and also worked very heavily with the United Mine Workers of America.
Cool.
Um, and she was at one point called the most dangerous woman in America.
Yes.
Um, more about that later.
Right. May we all be
Um,
so lucky as to have that moniker.
yeah. She also did this cool thing where she organized a march from Philadelphia to the summer home of President Theodore Roosevelt in New York. So,
Ooh.
huge thing. Um, she was born in 1837. Nobody knows what day, but she was baptized August 1st,
Okay.
to Catholic tenant farmers Richard Harris and Ellen Cotter Harris.
Mhm.
Um, Then they were very happy in Ireland until the potato famine hit, and then,
Yeah.
like many, many people, their family moved to um, North America, landed in Canada, um, and
Gotta love those Canadians, eh? Sorry.
oh
I'm
yeah,
very close to Canada at this point.
yeah, oh yeah, you are. Um, she studied teaching at Toronto Normal School. She didn't graduate, but she managed to get enough knowledge that she was able to land a teaching job across the border in Monroe, Michigan. She taught at a convent school, started there in 1859. Apparently, although she liked teaching, it turned out it was a very depressing place. So she's like, you know what? I'm burned out with the whole thing. She
Yep,
got
fair.
bored. So she moved to Chicago, and then she moved to Memphis. And then within 2 years, she met George E. Jones in Memphis and married him in 1861. He was a member and organizer of the National Union Iron Molders, which is probably where she started getting interested in activism.
Fair.
Um, he made a lot of money, so she quit working for a while, did the wife and mother thing until 1867. There was a yellow fever epidemic in Memphis. In Memphis, she lost her husband. She
Oh.
lost all 4 of her kids. She had 3 girls and a boy under
Oh.
the age of 5, and she lost them all.
Oh.
Um,
She lost everything.
so she did. So
Oh.
she moved to Chicago, became a dressmaker, worked a lot with the upper classes, got made some pretty good money at that
Nice. Okay. Survived.
until the Great Fire of 1871 in Chicago.
Tragedy is following
Yeah,
her. Okay.
lost her home, her
Oh.
job, her possessions, everything she owned was gone.
Oh.
Um, she's 34 and she's starting
Right.
over again.
Again for the second
Um,
time. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oof.
So, but she didn't sit around and feel sorry for herself. She's like, okay, like a lot of Chicagoans, she's like, let's rebuild.
Hmm.
And she helped with that. She joined the Knights of Labor. Um, sorry, it said, yeah, the Knights of Labor is the one that was the largest labor movement of the 19th century. At one point, they had 1 million members
Oh, goodness.
in the
Nice.
U.S. Yeah. And they also were active in Canada, Great Britain, and Australia.
Okay.
Um, but then the Knights of Labor lost power. They were starting to labor they were starting these labor unions because of the horrible working conditions.
Mhm.
Um, and they were starting to have strikes. There was a bad situation in Chicago in 1886 called the Haymarket Affair,
Oh, yeah, I
or
remember
riot,
this.
or
Yeah.
incident, or
Mm,
massacre. Depends on who you ask.
right. But it was
Um,
bad. It was bad in the
yeah,
Haymarket.
it was
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, somebody threw a bomb. They never knew who, but it ended up with massive casualties. Um, Labor lost a lot of power then, and then a few years later, there was a depression, the Panic of 1893, and pretty much killed the entire movement, their
Oh, gotcha.
entire thing. Um, so she started working with United Mine Workers,
Mhm.
and when they asked her why, because why this, and um, she said she believed that working men deserved a wage that would allow women to stay home to care for their kids.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
she was very, very active in this. She was not a suffragist.
Right.
She didn't simply because her idea was women don't need a vote to use their voice.
Gotcha.
And she just had a different
Power in
focus.
other ways, sort of thing.
Yeah,
It was not
yeah,
the end all be all of the vote for her. Right.
right. And it wasn't that she was against it. She's like, everything helps.
Mhm.
But it just wasn't her fight.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, so she started going all over the United States, um, helping strikes, or organizing them, helping out with them. Um, Somebody asked her, "Where do you live?" She said, "Wherever there is a fight."
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
By the time she was age 60, she took the name of Jones.
Hmm.
She called the strikers her boys. She
Hmm.
dressed and acted older than she was because it gave her more gravitas with everything.
Right. The idea of the
Um,
wise grandmother sort of figure.
exactly.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in 1902, she got arrested. There was an injunction banning meetings by striking miners. She's like, kept going. They ended up arresting her at her trial. Um, the the prosecuting attorney named Reese Blizzard. What a name, right?
Oh, that's a
Um,
name.
but he pointed to her and he said, "There sits the most dangerous woman in America. She comes into a state where peace and prosperity reign, crooks her finger, and 20,000 contented men lay down their tools and walk out."
Mhm.
Maybe that's not why they were laying down their tools and walking out. Maybe it
It's a great
wasn't peace
story,
and
dude.
prosperity. Yeah, for the workers.
Right.
um, she was convicted. She was sentenced to 20 years.
Oh, God.
Um, but the U.S. Senate threatened an investigation,
Oh.
and all of a sudden the governor pardoned her, so she's
Ah,
out.
yes.
Um, did she sit back and take it low for what? Nope.
She was right back in it.
Oh yeah, she ended up in Philadelphia, and the very next year, she organized what was called the March of the Mill Children.
Oh, okay.
The backstory to that is in the 1900 census, 1/6 of children in the U.S. were employed.
Oh
And
my
they think
gosh.
that's a very low number, but that's what the census
That's
said.
what was reported. Yeah.
That's what was reported.
Goodness.
1 in 6 kids. And
Was
these aren't,
working.
yeah, and these aren't teenagers. These are kids.
Yeah.
Um, So in 1901, the silk workers went on strike in New Jersey, and a lot of them were young girls who wanted to be paid as an adult. We're working like an
Yeah.
adult. Can't we be paid as an adult?
Hmm.
Um, and she they got somewhere in New Jersey over the years. Then that started in Philadelphia. Um, And she went to New Jersey and went back to Philadelphia and said, "You know what? People listen to them. They've passed some child labor laws, so they're better off in New Jersey than you are here."
Right.
Um,
So follow their
So,
lead or look what they
yeah,
did or build on that.
yeah. So she continued to fight, especially for child labor laws. Um, there was another strike. They were the kids were striking for these radical things like a 55-hour work week.
Oh, that's radical.
Yeah,
Just 55 hours
I
for
know, right?
children?
Yeah. And for
Wow.
them not to be working all night long. Women and children should
Yeah.
not be working night shifts.
Hmm.
Um, she tried to drum up some publicity about it. She tried to get the newspapers to write about it. Turns out the mill workers had too much stock in the
Mm.
newspapers and they
Yeah, it
wouldn't let
sounded
them write about it. And
money.
her response was, well, I've got stock in these little children and I'll arrange a little publicity.
Hmm.
So she's arranged a march in Kensington, Pennsylvania, for them to go all the way to New York City. Um, it was a 3-week journey, almost 100 miles, and they they had kids that were some of them missing fingers or disabled and otherwise
Because of the
from
factory work,
because
because of
of
the
what they were working
conditions.
in the factory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, most of these kids were in the textile industries,
Mm.
working sewing machines, cutting, and
Yeah,
yeah.
brutal.
So, and they were carrying banners demanding, we want to go to school and not the mines.
Oh, I want to go to
Yes,
school.
Yeah.
see, that's so sad.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
don't know how many started out. Some of them couldn't make the entire journey and had to
Yeah.
drop out part way. But by the time they got to New York City 3 weeks later, there were still 60 kids with them.
Oh,
And
gotcha. Yeah.
um, she put the kids. They had um, a thing. They got people organized an event. They put the kids in animal cages to demonstrate the boss's attitude. They treat them like animals. They and treat them like this.
The kind of shock and awe for the press and the
Yeah,
people that were going by of this is how they are being treated. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Um, and after they left New York City, they decided to go keep walking, and they showed up about a week later at President Teddy Roosevelt's summer home in New York
Nice.
and said, "We want to talk to the president," because they knew he was there.
Yeah.
Um, Secretary turned them away. Said, "Oh,
Oh.
just write them a letter."
Well,
Would not let them talk to the president.
mm,
She did write a letter.
mhm.
Never got a response. I'm sure the
Right.
secretary had nothing to do with it,
Right.
but the attention was there. People did find out about it, and in 1904 they formed what they call the National Child Labor Committee
Hmm.
and started working on things. But it still pretty much happened at the state level.
Right.
The
Right.
federal government didn't step in until 1938. This
Mm.
time, another Roosevelt, this time Franklin, and
The
he's the
other
one that
Roosevelt.
passed
Yeah.
the other Roosevelt. He passed the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938 as part of the New Deal. So
Sweet.
finally, the federal government stepped in and said, "Okay, we're going to make some rules."
Hmm.
Um,
Have we taken it too far though? Because I don't think my kid's done anything today. Okay, okay, I'm joking. I love him. Sorry, Debbie.
Right.
I don't.
no, no,
I
no,
don't want
no,
to get you off. I don't want to get you off
no, no,
script.
no. I get it. Yeah, I
I love
actually,
him. He
Have
called
we
me
gone
uh,
lazy
to? Yeah.
yesterday, so I had to make that. I had to make that
yeah,
joke. Love
Right.
him.
absolutely,
There you go.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Maybe just a little child labor for him. Just a
Yeah,
little.
maybe
yeah.
a tiny bit.
Side
I
note,
mean, Minecraft
yeah,
did spawn the joke that the children yearn for the mines, but it's not funny. And Mother Jones knows.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
terrible. I'm
Right.
sorry.
yeah.
I do like it though.
I just realized that my actual first job, because I was babysitting like every day for one summer, I
Hmm.
was 13.
Mm.
Child
So
labor.
yeah,
And you
But
probably
it
got
was
like
fine because you were
$2.
you were serving another, family's needs, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, then it's okay.
babysitting didn't count as child labor.
Yeah,
Um,
that's always weird to me.
yeah, But my first paid job as a job was pretty much I was 14
Oh,
because
see, there you go.
that was the legal law in Indiana. So I got my first job
Oh,
at 14.
mine was
What did you
16. That was
do?
the legal law. Yeah. Yeah. What
Yeah.
was your job at
Um,
14?
I worked as I went to a boarding school, so
Mhm.
I worked in the kitchen,
Oh,
and then
Okay.
I
yeah.
worked
Okay.
in the library, and then I worked for one of the teachers, and then I worked in their factory after I was 16. Um,
Ah, gotcha.
no, actually 17 because I worked the evening shift.
Gotcha.
I worked
You
Mm.
were
48
already
shift.
there, so
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah,
It makes it easier to commute to work and school.
yeah. And by that time, I was 17. I was a senior, so
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, uh, back to my person.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry,
Um,
Yes.
Debbie.
no.
Had to
Meantime,
get that
she's
burn in.
continuing to work. While I'm talking, she continued to organize strikes all over the
Sweet.
country. Um, she kept going. In 1913, she managed to get arrested again.
Sweet.
Um, there was during the Paint Creek Cabin Creek strike of 1912 in West Virginia. Um, she showed up, speaking, organizing. There was actually a shooting war between the
Oh.
United Mine Workers and the mine owners had hired a private army.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I think I
And
remember this. I remember watching a
yeah,
documentary about the building of America, and I remember a shooting standoff strike.
yeah,
But keep
yeah,
going. Yeah, it's
absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah. So they declared martial law in the area, then they rescinded it, then they declared it again. Um, when they arrested her, she ended up before a military court.
Oh.
She was accused of conspiring to commit murder, among other charges, but she refused to recognize the legitimacy of her court martial.
Hmm.
Um, they ended up sentencing her to 20 years in the state penitentiary. Penitentiary.
Yes, but
Um, but um, she they put her just on house arrest
hmm, okay.
in a boarding house, and then she got pneumonia.
Oh.
So they released her after 85 days of confinement. Coincidentally, it was the same time Indiana Senator John Kern initiated a Senate investigation into the conditions in the local coal mines.
Ah, so she's
You
like,
know?
I
Did she
must go
head this
investigate.
way? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait.
that's twice that the Senate intervened in her life, apparently.
Dun dun
Um,
dun.
Is this when they used children instead of canaries?
In the coal mines.
probably. Yeah.
Sorry, not
Um,
funny.
so yeah, no. Anyway, she kept
You're not
going. She
volunteering a
Hilarious.
certain 13-year-old, do you?
No, but he's 14, so he can
14, sorry,
work.
yes.
Oh yeah. He can legally work in Indiana. It's limited
Yep,
though. It's
yep.
limited.
It's just a coal mines and
Yeah.
Minecraft. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a
Um,
merman.
My
yeah.
man, Dad, my man.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I
No, the
love it.
following year, in 1914, she gets arrested again. Um,
Yes. That means
this
she's
time
doing it
she
right.
did. Yeah, this time she did serve time in prison,
Okay.
and a hospital, and ended up. This was in Minnesota, maybe. It might
Oh,
have
hey,
been Minnesota.
hey.
But anyway, it was either Minnesota or Missouri. It was one of those M states.
It's one of the M's. Okay, fair.
But it ended with her being escorted from the state. They
Oh,
kicked her
Ah.
out.
ma'am, we would like to show you the door to
I
our
Yeah,
mean,
state.
I hope she wasn't in the middle. That's a long, awkward
yeah,
time together. We got to get you to the border.
yeah,
Hmm.
Might take a minute, but you are
yeah.
not welcome here.
Well, she managed to stay out of prison from then on, but she did not quit working. In
Sweet.
1921, she actually tried to calm a strike down. There was an armed march by strikers, and she was trying to get them calmed down. They asked her to
De-escalate.
intervene.
Hmm.
Um, and while she was there, she's waving a piece of paper saying, I have a telegram from President Warren Harding that's going to work on ending the private police in West Virginia if you go home.
Sure.
So the president of United uh, Mine Workers demanded to see the telegram,
Hmm.
and she refused. So he
Because
denounced her as a fake.
Okay.
And the president's secretary, of course, denied ever having sent one.
Oh.
Um, so they suspected her of having fabricated the story, and she fled the camp. Um, and by this time, she's quite a bit older, and it just kind of hit her hard.
Was
And
losing her credibility, sort of thing.
not losing her credibility, it just hit her hard that it was
Okay.
such a spectacular failure.
Gotcha.
And
Mm.
there are reports that she may have just suffered a nervous breakdown.
Like you
So,
do.
I
yeah,
mean, she's been on the edge for a while now.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
And by this time, what is it,
She's
37?
fighting for the rest for others, and maybe she needed some.
Yeah,
Valid
yeah,
point.
Mhm.
yeah. So by now she's like in her 80s.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
but so she kept doing speaking. She didn't do the active organizing and stuff like that, but she
Mhm.
kept well into the 1920s, and she kept speaking and making her voice heard almost until she died.
She was building
Um,
her legacy and becoming an icon.
yeah,
Yeah.
she finally landed with some friends and lived on their farm. Walter and Lily Mae Burgess. It's in what is now Adelphi, Maryland. At the time, it was part of Silver Springs,
Okay.
Maryland. And they actually filmed her. She celebrated her what they called self-proclaimed 100th birthday on May 1st, 1930. And she actually was filmed making a statement for newsreel. Um, she was actually only 93, but it went with the whole persona of if you pretend to be older long enough,
Yes.
you have to keep up with it.
Self
Um,
proclaimed 100.
yeah,
I
yeah. So
mean, it's so fun.
yeah, 6 months later, she died on November 30th at the age of 93.
Gotcha.
So
That's a long life for an
7 years earlier,
activist, for a
but
rabble
yeah,
rouser, for.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Not too long before she died, she said a quote that I thought was absolutely cool. She said, "I am considered a Bolshevik and a Red and an IWW." I don't know what that is. Um,
Oh, yeah. International workers? No. Okay, but yes.
I don't remember, but anyway, and a
Yeah.
radical. And I admit to being all they've charged me with. I'm anything that would change moneyed civilization to a higher and grander civilization for the ages to come. And I long to see the day when labor will have the destination of the nation in her own hands, and she will stand a united force and show the world what workers can do.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Yep. For a while, I thought we were getting closer.
Yeah,
But,
funny
we're
how
still
that
waiting.
yeah. She left this really cool legacy though.
Yeah.
Like I said, Mother Jones magazine was named after her.
Hmm.
Um, they still uh union workers still use her words and they talk about her. Um, the phrase "pray for the dead and fight like hell for the living," that was
Yeah.
hers.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
nice.
hers. Um, they also she was the miners called her the miners angel.
Oh.
Um, the
Yeah.
U.S. Senate called her the grandmother of all agitators.
Heck
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and she replied, "I hope to live long enough to be the great grandmother of all agitators."
Nice.
Yes. Exactly.
um, but the farm where she was living, they ended up um, putting up a marker, and they started calling it in later years the Mother Jones Rest Home.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Um, and there's a school named after her in Adelphi, uh, Maryland, called Mother Jones Elementary School.
Oh,
Um, she was there's a Mother Jones Award that was awarded from 1996 to 2009. It skipped some years, but the Working Women's History Project and the women, and before that it was called the Women in Labor History Project.
gotcha.
They granted awards for that. Um, there's a plaque that was erected in Cork City, in
Nice.
Ireland, where she was. Um, It was unveiled in 2012 to mark the 175th anniversary of her
Yeah.
birth,
Okay.
or baptism, because I don't know the
Yeah,
exact date.
the
Yeah,
closest they've got to a birthday. Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Um, in 2019, she was inducted into the National Mining Hall of Fame,
Oh,
which I
nice.
thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, and students at Wheeling Jesuit University in Wheeling, West Virginia, can apply to reside in Mother Jones House, which is an off-campus service house. The
Oh,
residents there perform at least 10 hours of community service each week and participate in community dinners and events.
nice.
Um,
For the activists, for the yeah. Yeah, I love that.
yeah, yeah,
That's a
they,
beautiful legacy.
yeah, yeah. There's a highway marker in West Virginia that is talking about the development of the city, but it also includes that labor organizer Mother Jones spent her 84th birthday imprisoned here.
Ah. It's
So,
one hell of a
yeah,
birthday.
yeah,
History's history,
um,
right?
yeah. Gene Autry wrote a song about her.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and there's a myth, they don't know that it's actually true, but Carl Sandburg suggested that the she in She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain when she comes
Yeah.
references Mother Jones in her travels to the Appalachian coal mining camps. Um,
Oh, I like that idea.
yeah. Um,
I always thought it was a
in the
train. I just thought that she was a train.
Yeah, I did too.
But I like the
And
idea of it being Mother Jones. That like activates my
I know,
imagination. I like that.
yeah. There's um there's been all kinds of um tributes, a song, like I said, a song written. There's a spoken word performance by Utah Phillips called "The Most
Oh yeah.
Dangerous Woman," with music and
Yes.
backing vocals and things like that. Um, the Tom Russell actually wrote a song called "The Most Dangerous Woman in America," talking about the miners' strikes. She is the woman in that.
Gotcha. There you go. Yeah, that
Um,
one's like clearly, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, and there's a play written. It says "Can't Scare Me: The Story of Mother Jones."
Nice.
Yeah, there was a musical called Mother Jones and the Children's Crusade,
Nice.
um, and a chamber group and narrator orchestra thing
Mhm.
um, did a work called at Arnott and talks about how Mother Jones assisted with the coal miners' strike in Arnott, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Um, and there's another play called The Trial of Mother Jones that they just premiered in Oxnard, California, 2024. So
Like, yeah, keeping
long
her
after she was gone. Yeah,
memory alive and keep
yeah,
telling her story in new ways. Yeah, I love that.
yeah. She was an absolutely amazing woman. And when I first heard about that uh Mill Children March, I'm like, oh, we've got to do this person.
Yeah,
So
to cover on the
I'm really
podcast.
happy that I was able to come
Y-
on and present her here.
yes.
Because while she didn't rest,
Right.
I'm
She held space open for the idea for other people to be able
yeah,
to rest
yeah,
safely, right? Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes it takes resistance to get
Hmm.
that rest. And
Yeah.
I just think she was amazing, and it's a legacy that needs to be continued because
And remembered and pushed
yeah,
forward and yeah, like completed.
continued.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 100%.
So do you have any questions about her or anything?
I loved learning more about her. She's one of those that, like, you think surface level kind of history, the
Yeah.
abouts, but you gave me more things for me to kind of to ponder on and to visualize when I think of Mother Jones's story. So yeah,
Yeah.
filled in some
I
details for me, which I love.
yeah. I will tell you that if you want to learn more in her later years, there is an autobiography.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
So
I'll have to
yeah.
see if we already have it at the same point. If not, definitely
Yeah.
get it for
I
the library. Yeah.
I was gonna look it up and then I got sidetracked because
because
Yeah,
life.
life. So, well, it was one of the things I was going to look up when I was going to present this, is sometime we need to do this. And then
Right.
it's like, oh,
That time is now.
yeah.
Well, I think pop culture wise, it's perfect because I'm thinking of the popular movie right now, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, might summarize who she is, who she was. Because,
Yeah,
dang,
absolutely.
she got around everywhere, everything, all at once.
Right.
Had
She really
her
did.
touch on all of these different industries and labor laws, children, grown men in industries trying to
Yeah.
make conditions better, fight the
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
fight, make the good trouble,
All the
Yeah.
do
things that
your
we
time
need.
in jail, have a jail birthday
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I I would love to make it to 1984, to the age of 84. I do not want to be in prison on that birthday.
Yeah, right. It's the little goals that we set for ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to have my swan ice cream cup with the wooden spoon
Yes, they've got
on my
swan spoon, yeah.
glider
Right.
with my cable on
And
and
maybe
my
even still your
velour
good teeth.
dress.
Yeah.
Or my second best teeth in water
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
In a moo-moo.
on
Because
the
they're comfortable.
kitchen counter.
Yes.
We all
All
have
good
goals.
things.
Yeah. We're not all trailblazers,
Right, exactly.
No.
but we can celebrate them.
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
absolutely. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell other people's stories.
Yes,
I-
exactly. And you do a great job at it. We're
Yes,
very
thank you,
appreciative.
Debbi.
Well, there was a lot to tell about her, and there's a lot more that I didn't get into.
There's a
but
lot more to deep dive into. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing that I also love about the show too, where it's like, all right, these are the cool little kind of hit points and the things that you can gravitate towards and relate to and empathize with, and then
Yeah.
dig deeper if it calls to you, because yeah, it's a treasure
Yeah.
trove.
Yeah. The first time I read anything about her, I found myself in a deep dive, and I was down so many rabbit holes. I'm like, this is so cool.
I mean, I encourage it. Sweet. That does seem like an awesome place to wrap it up. Do you want to
Yeah.
wrap it up for us, Lovely? You killed it. You
I
did
can
great.
do that. Oh, thank you. You guys make it easy.
We
You
tried.
gals make it easy.
We've
Excuse me.
also no, you're
You
fine. We've also been
persons-
doing this for like 8-9 years now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps it up for this week. Join the Gals Guide podcast next week as we learn more about rest as resistance. Thanks for listening.
That's another woven thread into our personal and collective well-being tapestry. If you loved learning about women's history or are looking for some self-care, discover even more community and care at galsguide.org. Until next time, keep sharing women's stories.